Santastic TV。
どうも、僕です。今回のサンタスティック TV はですね、第4回目ってことでですね、ジャストブレイズインタビューの後半をお送りしたいと思います。ジャストブレイズが大いに語ってくれますんで、ぜひお楽しみにご覧ください。こっちはですね、サル T シャツのですね、ゼブラ柄です。2月の後半かな、発売になりますんでね、もう猿とか何の動物か分かんなくなってますけどね、そちらもお楽しみに。じゃあ早速 VTR スタート。大好き。When I went to LA, I rent a car and I turned the radio to what is the most famous radio?
Power. The B or Power.
Power 106.
So first, I come to LA, so I'm so exciting and listening the hip hop song, but only 30 minutes or 1 hour, same song, same song, same song. So
over and over and over.
How do you think about the radio? Because I think the radio is important for making the hit song.
Yeah.
But
it's the brainwash. It brainwashes people. Yeah. You know, even if you don't like a song, after you hear it 20 times, you're gonna like it. Or even you might not like it, but you're gonna be singing along with it. You're gonna be brainwashed into liking it. It's unfortunate that's how the American radio has become. It wasn't always like that. And in some regions, it's not always like that. Like, you go like to the South, you go like Virginia, Atlanta, certain places, you hear a little bit of more of a variety. If you're in LA, you listen to K-Day, you may hear a little bit more variety. For the most part, all the major stations that are owned by like Clear Channel or MS or whoever, or Radio 1, it's pretty much the same 10, 15 songs, no matter where you're at, over and over.
Oh, yeah.
And it drives me nuts. That I just don't listen to the radio that much anymore. All I have to do is, if I want to know what the hottest thing is, if I want to know what's hot this month, all I have to do is turn on the radio for 40 minutes, and I know everything that's happening for the next like 3 or 4 weeks. It's a shame, but it is what it is. It's the industry we're in.
But you have to sort of work in that.
Yeah,
that format. So what's that like?
I'm used to it. Doesn't really bother me too much. It's like sometimes if you wanna, it's a way to put it. If you wanna be successful, sometimes you gotta dance with the devil, but you just don't go home with him. You dance with him and keep it moving. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. Sometimes you gotta lay down with the snakes, but you don't gotta sleep with them.
Santastic TV. I'm making a manga, but this industry is so pure because the readers choice interest only good comics.
Right.
So
well, it's different because in that case, it's like it's harder to program somebody to read a comic book. You can print up 100 million copies of your comic book. If it's no good, nobody's gonna buy it. It's not like the radio where they turn it on, it's there. You turn on the radio, you change the station, it's gonna probably be the same song. You know what I mean? Like, so they can tell you what to listen to a certain degree, or they can heavily suggest what you will be listening to. With comics or manga, they can't force you to read it. If you don't like Spider-Man, you pick up Batman. You don't like Batman, you pick up Wolverine. You don't like Wolverine, pick up Superman or The Flash. You know what I mean? It's just, you read what you want to read. And the comic, and the ones that do really well are the ones that are going to sell more. And if they sell more, then the comic company says, okay, this writer and this artist, it's a winning combination, let them keep doing what they're doing and we're not going to mess with them. And your vision gets out the way you want it to get out. It's a lot different. You guys have a lot more freedom to do what you want. And it's definitely something where the readers determine the success a lot more so than in music. It's a lot different.
But I think when I'm listening the Jackson 5 songs, it's pop, but it's good. I think it's a long time ago, but
it was a different sound. It was a little bit more. It was more musical. It was about the music just as much as it was about the lyrics and the songs itself. Nowadays, just somebody just going and they're singing over it. There's no band, there's no strings, there's no guitar. It's a lot less emotion involved because there's a lot less music, musicianship involved, and what goes on today in terms of music production. But times change.
Yeah.
you can't really complain.
Oh yeah.
It's just it is what it is. The same. At the same time, there's a lot of things that have happened in music where there's been progress. In terms of music technology and musicianship. So whenever you have major progress, you're gonna have decline. Same thing with comic books. You read comic books from the '60s. The art and the writing is nowhere near what it is now. You know what I mean? Not to say they didn't have good stories back then. They were just told differently and drawn differently. So it's pretty much the same parallel with music. Jackson 5 and all that Motown stuff is definitely straight pop music, but it's a different type of pop. There's definitely a more musical aspect to it.
But I feel soul from your song.
Oh, thank you.
It's true.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I try to, incorporate a little bit of that old school soul feeling.
Yeah, I feel
music.
it.
Well, good. Then my mission's accomplished. As long as people recognize that. So I'll see you later on tonight.
Tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just Blaze, Santa, Tokyo Tribe 2. Don't be a biscuit. Watch it.